Hello, everyone. I'm Charlotte. Have you ever had a moment when your life changed forever? Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Ethan, who, after a terrible accident, saw the future and received a message that could change your life too. Stay with me because this story will touch your heart and make you see things differently. Enjoy listening. My name is Ethan, and it all began on a cold December night on Route 66, just outside Ridgeville, a small town in the American Midwest. I was heading home after a long day at work. The sky was dark, and a thin layer of ice covered the asphalt. I was tired but determined to get back to my wife Sarah and our two children, Olivia and Jack. I had always loved driving at night, finding a sort of tranquility in the solitude of the empty road. But that night something was different. I felt a strange tension in the air, as if something terrible was about to happen. And then it did. A deer appeared out of nowhere, crossing the road right in front of me. I swerved sharply to avoid it, losing control of the car. My Ford Explorer skidded violently, flipping over multiple times before coming to a stop on its side. I remember the deafening noise of twisting metal, the glass shattering, and then total darkness. When I regained consciousness, I found myself in a completely different place. I was no longer in the car. I was in a bright and serene landscape, bathed in a warm and reassuring light. The environment around me was ethereal, with vivid colors and a profound sense of peace. I felt as if I were floating, light as a feather. In front of me, a figure of light approached, an entity radiating an aura of love and wisdom. I wasn't afraid, just deeply curious and filled with a sense of wonder. The being of light welcomed me with a smile. It didn't speak, but communicated directly with my mind. I felt a calm and reassuring voice telling me that it wasn't my time yet, that I still had much to do on earth. Then visions began to unfold before my eyes like a movie. The first vision showed me the professional success I would achieve in the coming years. I saw myself standing on a stage, surrounded by colleagues and friends, receiving a prestigious award. The room was full of smiling faces and applause. I felt a deep satisfaction and gratitude for the hard work and dedication that had brought me there. This vision made me realize how important it was to persevere, even when things seemed impossible. I understood that every sacrifice, every sleepless night spent working, every time I had to choose work over leisure, all made sense and had a reward in the end. The vision then shifted to darker moments. I saw myself going through times of difficulty and personal loss. I saw the faces of the people I loved, distorted by pain and suffering. I saw my wife Sarah facing moments of personal crisis, our children growing up and facing their own challenges. I saw myself crying, struggling to find meaning amidst the chaos. It was as if I were living those moments firsthand, feeling every emotion, every tear, every heartbeat of a broken heart. But amidst all that pain, I also saw my growth. I had become stronger, more resilient. I saw how every challenge had made me wiser, more understanding. I learned the value of relationships and love, realizing that even in the darkest moments, there is always a light that guides us. Then the being of light allowed me to briefly meet my deceased grandmother. It was as if time didn't exist in that place. She spoke to me with love, telling me to live each day with gratitude and not to fear the future. She reminded me to always be present for my family, to nurture relationships with care and love. Her words were like balm for my soul, awakening a new awareness in me. I felt her love and wisdom, and I understood that even though she was no longer physically with us, her spirit would always be a guide in my life. The being of light showed me visions that would interest anyone. I saw the importance of taking care of our planet. I saw forests burning, oceans polluted, animals endangered. But I also saw people from all over the world coming together to make a difference. I saw young activists, scientists, community leaders working together for a better future. I realized that every small action counts, that each of us has the power to influence change. I saw the effect of good deeds in others' lives, how a small act of kindness can change someone's life. I saw the power of hope and positivity in overcoming global challenges. I was told that humanity is interconnected, that each individual can make a difference. These visions made me understand how we are all connected and how our actions truly matter. Finally, the being of light revealed a painful but crucial truth. In 2018, I would lose someone very dear to me, my father. I saw a vision of that moment, feeling the pain and sadness that would accompany that loss. My father had always been my hero, my role model. Seeing that vision broke my heart, but at the same time, it gave me a new perspective on life. I realized that time with the people we love is precious and limited. I understood that I had to do my best to appreciate every single moment, never taking anything for granted. The being of light gave me a sense of peace, an understanding that despite the loss, life goes on and we can find strength and personal growth even in the most difficult times. I woke up in a hospital surrounded by familiar and concerned faces. Sarah was there holding my hand, her eyes full of tears and relief. Olivia and Jack were next to her, trying to understand what was happening. My injuries were severe, but I was alive. I was profoundly changed by the experience I had gone through. I felt an urgent need to share what I had seen and learned. In the days that followed, I told my story to Sarah and the kids, explaining how those visions had influenced my life and my way of seeing the world. I began to write about my experience, sharing it with friends, family, and eventually a wider audience. My story touched many people, inspiring them to live with more awareness, love, and gratitude. The words of the being of light, the visions I had, all had a profound meaning that I wanted to convey to others. When I actually lost my father in 2018, I recognized the prediction coming true. Although the pain was immense, I was prepared. I found comfort in the words of the being of light and my grandmother's message. I understood that I had to continue living, growing, and doing my best to honor my father's memory. Over time, my story became a message of hope and reflection for everyone who read it. I continued to write, speak at conferences, and share my experience through various media. Every time I told my story, I felt I was helping someone else find their path, understand the value of life and relationships. My near-death experience changed me deeply. It taught me to see life with new eyes, to understand the importance of every moment and every relationship. I learned to live with gratitude, not to fear the future, and to believe in the power of love and human connection. I decided to share my experience publicly, not just to tell my story, but to offer a message of hope and reflection for everyone who reads it. My story became an invitation to consider the importance of our actions and relationships, to live with more awareness and not to fear the future. I hope that through my words, others can find the strength to face their own challenges and appreciate the beauty and fragility of life. This is just the beginning of my story. There is still much to tell, many lessons to share, and as I continue my journey, I hope to inspire and help others find their way, live with love and gratitude, and make a difference in the world. Ethan's story has ended, and I would like to reflect briefly with you on how precious and fragile life is. Every day we are caught in a frantic race towards goals and successes, often forgetting what is truly important: the people we love, our health, and the world around us. I often ask myself, how much time do we really dedicate to those we love? How committed are we to doing good for our planet? Are we aware of our actions and their consequences? Every small gesture, every kind word, every conscious choice can have a profound impact. I invite you to take a moment and reflect on these questions. Share your answers in the comments below. I will be happy to read your stories and reflections, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next videos, where we will explore more extraordinary stories and reflections that can inspire us to live better. Life is a precious gift, and every moment counts. Live with love, gratitude, and awareness, because every choice can change the world. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video,